You work hard, pay your bills, and try, with all your strength, to save a little for the future. You even have a plan, superannuation, that retirement fund every Australian knows they need to keep. But what you probably don't know is that your superannuation might be losing money silently and quickly, without you even noticing. Yes, you read that right. The money you've been setting aside for your retirement could be going down the drain, and you have no idea it's happening. Now picture the worst-case scenario. You reach retirement, your heart full of hope, and your wallet completely empty because the super you blindly trusted didn't deliver. And the worst part? There's a good chance you've been misled by hidden fees, underperforming investments, or even a superannuation fund that's taking more than it should, without giving you the returns you were promised. In a country where retirement feels increasingly out of reach for most people, understanding what's really going on with your super isn't just a matter of financial planning, it's a matter of financial survival. And worst of all, you might be paying dearly for something that's giving you absolutely nothing in return. Believe it, many Australians are finding this out the hard way. The big problem. According to recent studies, over 2 million Australians have superannuation accounts that are performing below average. That means instead of watching your balance grow steadily, like it's supposed to, many are seeing it stall, or even shrink. And if you're one of those people who simply left their super on autopilot, followed a friend's advice, or just went with a set-and-forget strategy, your situation could be even more serious. In a country where the cost of living is sky-high and wages rarely keep up, relying on a poorly managed or misunderstood superannuation fund is a dangerous trap. With every passing day, you could be wasting the full potential of your retirement without even knowing it. And the worst part? By the time you realize what's going on, it might already be too late to fix it. Now imagine this. You're 30, 40, maybe even 50 years old, and you take a look at your super only to find that it hasn't grown nearly enough to secure a comfortable future. What would you do? Would you keep ignoring it and hope for the best? Or would you take control right now and ensure your future is safer and more stable? Why is this happening? The reason for this silent loss is simple. Most people just don't understand what's happening with their superannuation. The majority of Australians don't fully understand how fees work, how investments are structured, or how their super is being managed. You could be paying extremely high fees to funds that aren't even investing your money in the most effective or intelligent way. And who pays the price? You do. When fees are too high, your final retirement balance could be much smaller than you ever imagined. What's more, choosing the right super fund is one of the most neglected financial decisions in Australia. Many people simply go with the flow, accepting the first option they're offered without asking any questions. And if you're in that same boat, thinking you're doing everything right just because everyone has a super, then it's time to stop and reflect. Is my super actually working for me, or just drifting along, feeding me empty promises? The real impact. Think about what happens when your superannuation isn't performing at its full potential. For every $100,000 you have in your super, if it earns just 1% less than it could, that's a loss of $1,000 every single year. And if your balance is higher, the losses grow even bigger. When you reach 60 and look at your account, you might realize you're short $30,000 or even $50,000 compared to what you should have. And remember, retirement doesn't wait. The longer you put off understanding and managing your super, the harder it will be to make up for lost time. Superannuation should be one of your greatest allies in building a peaceful future. But without the right knowledge, it can easily become one of the biggest financial threats in your life. The urgency. Now, the good news. You can change this story. The secret is learning what's going on with your superannuation and taking control. Most importantly, you need to take action now. The key to a powerful, efficient super is actually much simpler than you think. If you're ready to stop losing money and take your future seriously, then it's time to learn, act, and take the reins of your retirement. Let me know if you want this turned into a high-retention YouTube script. In English, too, I've got you covered. Understanding the dirty game behind your super. You know that classic line, "Your money is working for you"? Well, in Australia, it might be more like, "Your money is being exploited while you sleep." Let's be real for a second. And yeah, this might sting a bit. What's really happening with your superannuation? Your super is invested in different assets, shares, property funds, fixed income. Sounds great, right? But here's the problem. Not every fund does this smartly or transparently. And when things go wrong, guess who pays the price? Not the fund, not the fund manager, you. Many super funds pile on a hidden layer of fees, including management fees, typically between 0.8% to 1.5%, performance fees, even when performance is bad, automatic insurance premiums you didn't even know you had, and yes, they still charge you even if you're unemployed. You might think, come on, 1% isn't much. Wrong. A fund charging 1.5% per year in fees over 30 years can reduce your total retirement savings by up to 25%. That's the equivalent of losing a small house in a Sydney suburb. No joke. So, who are the villains? Some of Australia's biggest super funds, even the Big Four or default industry funds, are under constant criticism for long-term underperformance, passive management with high costs, lack of clear communication, flashy marketing campaigns that sell dreams but deliver average returns. And if you never consciously picked your fund, there's a big chance you're in one of these, did you know? In 2023, an April report revealed that 1 in 4 super funds failed to deliver the minimum expected return for their members. Even funds that underperformed the market still kept millions in fees, despite losing money. Most Australians don't even know how their fund is really performing. And here's another shocker. Many people have more than one active super fund without even realizing it, which means they're paying double fees for something they're not even using. Real example. Emily's story from Perth. Emily, 35, worked as an admin assistant. She never really paid attention to her super. After all, everyone has one, right? When she finally checked it out, she realized she had 2 super funds, one from her old retail job and another one her current employer had set up automatically. The result? Double fees for over 6 years. One of the funds was returning less than 4% per year. She lost over $18,000 just in fees. And poor performance. Today, with the help of a superannuation comparison tool, she switched everything to a low-fee, high-performance fund. In just 2 years, her super has grown more than it did in the previous 6. And you? What's going on with your super? Let me ask you directly. Do you know the name of your fund? What's the management fee you're paying? What was the return? Over the last 5 years? Does your fund include life or disability insurance? Do you even need it? Have you compared it with other funds out there? If you answered, "I don't know," to 2 or more of these questions, you're getting played. But don't worry, because in the next part, I'll walk you through step by step how to find all this out and take control of your super. Share your story. Have you ever had a nasty surprise with your super, found lost money in an old fund, or managed to boost your retirement savings with a simple switch? Drop it in the comments. Your experience might open someone else's eyes too. And hey, if this content is opening your mind, hit that subscribe button. No fluff here, just real talk and tips that actually make a difference in your financial life in Australia. We're here to bust the myths and show you how to flip the game, even if you're starting from zero. How to take control of your superannuation before it's too late. Now that you understand the problem, it's time to get to the good part, how to fix it. And the best part? You don't need to be a financial expert to take these steps. All it takes is a little attention, quick action, and a strong will to stop getting played by the system. Here's a practical, straight-to-the-point guide with actions you can take today to make your superannuation actually work for you. Find out where your super is, and if you have more than one, The first thing is to know where your money actually is. A lot of people have 2, 3, or even 5 super accounts, especially if they've changed jobs multiple times. How to find them? Log into the MyGov website. Link your account to the ATO, Australian Taxation Office. Go to the Superannuation section. There you'll see all the funds registered under your name and can consolidate them into a single fund with just a few clicks. The advantage? Fewer accounts, fewer fees, more money growing in the long run. Compare your fund to the best performers in the market. Once you know which fund you're currently in, compare it to the top performers with the lowest fees. Use tools like Super Ratings, CanStar, Super Comparison Chart, West Super Fund Ratings. What to look for? Historical performance, 3, 5, and 10 years. Management fee, aim for under 0.85%. Flexibility in investment options. Extra benefits, insurance, apps, customer support. Pro tip: industry super funds often have lower fees and more stable returns than commercial funds. Top examples include Australian Super Host Plus Uni Super 3. Adjust your investment profile. Your fund usually offers different risk options: conservative, balanced, aggressive, etc. What does that mean? Conservative, lower risk, lower return. Aggressive, higher risk, higher return potential. If you're under 50 and still have years to go until retirement, staying in a conservative plan could be costing you big time. Quick simulation: $50,000 in a conservative fund, 4% yearly, 109,556 hours. After 20 years, $50,000 in an aggressive fund, 7% yearly, $193,584 after 20 years. Difference, nearly $84,000 more. Make sure your investment profile aligns with your age, your goals, and your risk tolerance. Watch out for hidden fees. Here are the most common traps: high admin fees, some charge over 1.5%, avoid. Automatic insurances you never asked for. Performance fees that eat into your gains. You can adjust or cancel unnecessary insurance directly through your fund's website or app. This could save you hundreds of dollars per year. Automate your contributions if you can. Besides your employer's mandatory contribution, currently 11%, you can add extra money to your super and reduce your taxes at the same time. Examples: pre-tax contributions, salary sacrifice, can reduce your income. Tax after-tax contributions can make you eligible for a government co-contribution, up to $500. Use the ATO Super Contributions Calculator to see the impact in your case. Use your Super Funds app right now. Most super funds offer mobile apps where you can see your balance in real time, change your risk profile, simulate your retirement. Outcome: check the fees you're paying. Get help from financial advisors. Example: Host Plus's app is clean, simple, and shows exactly where every cent is going. Try checking in at least once a month. Do a yearly super checkup. Add this to your calendar. Once a year, review your super like a financial health check. Annual checklist: make sure all your accounts are consolidated. Review your performance over the last 12 months. Compare with top-performing funds, check your fees and insurance, adjust your investment strategy if needed. Think of it this way: spending 30 minutes a year reviewing your super could mean tens of thousands of extra dollars. At retirement, where else can you get that kind of return for so little effort? Transformation story. Dan from Brisbane. Dan, 42, is a truck driver. He used to think superannuation was something you couldn't really touch. One day he watched a video like this one, logged into MyGov, and discovered 3 forgotten super accounts. He consolidated everything into a single fund with a 0.5% fee and strong performance history. 2 years later, his balance grew from $89,000 to $116,000. He saved over $700 per year in fees. He's now contributing 50 months extra through salary. sacrifice, and paying less tax. Simple, straightforward, and it changed the game. The future is in your hands, and in your super account too. We've reached the final stretch of this journey. If you've made it this far with me, you're already light years ahead of most Australians who are still on autopilot when it comes to their superannuation. And now, it's time to do what most people won't. Take action with clarity, strategy, and long-term vision. What would you do with an extra $80,000 at retirement? Let's imagine that starting today, you've taken control of your super. You consolidated all your accounts. You picked a fund with high performance and low fees. You smartly adjusted your investment risk profile. You cut out unnecessary insurance. And you started contributing just a little more. Automatically, that could put you in a position to have anywhere from $50,000 to $120,000 more at retirement, depending on your age and current situation. Now think about it. How would that kind of financial security make you feel? How would it change your life at 60 or 65? What if you could travel more, live better, and even leave something behind for your kids or grandkids? This isn't some far-fetched dream. It's the logical outcome of someone who simply chose to pay attention to what most people ignore. The biggest mistake is doing nothing. Ignoring your superannuation doesn't protect you. It weakens you. Thinking someone else is taking care of it is just being naive, relying only on the government or the pension system. Even worse, you don't need to become a finance expert. You just need to be a conscious adult with a long-term mindset. Superannuation is one of those rare tools that, if used right, can transform the life of someone who started with nothing, even with a regular paycheck. No inheritance, no miracles. Turn frustration into action. If this content made you angry, good. If it made you uncomfortable, even better. The pain of truth is always more useful than the comfort of illusion. Now you know where your money might be getting drained, how to track and compare the best funds, how to take action to secure your future without relying on luck or empty promises. One last question: who are you in this story? Are you the kind of person who closes this content and goes back to scrolling your feed until you fall asleep? Or stops for 20 minutes, opens MyGov, and starts fixing your super today? The difference between those two people: one arrives at retirement frustrated, full of what-ifs. The other arrives with peace of mind, money in the bank, and the confidence of someone who played the game smart. Final call to action. If this content resonated with you, don't let it end here. Do this right now. Subscribe to the channel. If you want more real, no-nonsense content about money, retirement, investing, and breaking free financially in Australia, drop a comment below. What was your biggest insight today? Have you had a bad experience with your super? Share it with the community. Send this video to someone you know is ignoring their super and could be heading for trouble. Save this content, because a year from now, you might be grateful you started today. Now, I want to hear from you. Did this content really help you? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more videos that truly change your financial future, hit subscribe right now. We're in this together to help people who started from the bottom flip the script once and for all. Thanks for sticking around. Let's master this system. See you in the next one.